Thank you all for coming to my presentation. My name is Rhonda Baldwin. This is my final presentation for Interpersonal Communications at San Diego Christian College, and it just happens to be my final project of all of college, so this is a big celebration for me. But we're going to be talking about our need for communication and connection and how that happens verbally and non-verbally. So interaction with other people is vital for life. And Corey Floyd in our textbook tells a story of the German emperor in the 13th century, Frederick II, who decided to do an experiment. What he wanted to know was if babies were not taught a language from birth, what language would they speak? So he had nurses taking care of them, and the nurses were allowed to feed them and bathe them, but they couldn't hold them or talk to them. Well, he never figured out what language those babies would speak, because without that level of connection with other people, all 50 of those babies died. People who are not well connected with others suffer not only from major illnesses, but also from minor illnesses like colds and flus and those kind of things, more than people who are well connected. Connection comes from communication, and communication meets our relational needs. It gives us identity. We figure out who we are in relationship with other people. It fulfills our spiritual needs and our instrumental needs, such as like having a friend to help you move or clean your house or just go do things for fun. It is verbal, it's nonverbal, it's physical, and it's emotional. So last week, my daughter and I went to New York City on a mission trip, and I was in the middle of this class, and so I started really paying attention to the people that we saw, their nonverbals, and how or who they were connected to. We took several pictures. Some of the pictures in the slideshow that you're about to see are from our trip to New York. Others are from here around town and other places. But what I want you to think about is there's two words really that I want you to think about as you look at these pictures. The first is a stigma, which is defined as a characteristic that discredits a person, making him or her to be seen as abnormal or undesirable. And the second word is attraction. Those are the internal or external characteristics that draw us to a person. So think about those two words as you look at these few pictures on the TV. That's my goofy girl in New York. So when you look at those images, what are some things that you see in the pictures or that you think of on your own that either stigmatize or attract us to other people? Just off the top here.
If someone appears to be asleep, I'm attracted.
You what?
I'm not attracted.
Okay. If somebody's sleeping, what else?
Just physical differences.
Okay. Physical differences? What are some other things that stigmatize or attract us?
I would have been attracted to the musicians in the subway.
Yeah. A lot of people were attracted to them. They were making a lot of money in their little bucket.
Yeah.
Can you think of anything else?
People's expressions, the people who were smiling, they seem to be more engaging, so more approachable. Attraction.
Yeah, we tend to stigmatize people based on the things that are different, and we're attracted to people who either are similar to us or have those kind of are welcoming and opening, those kinds of things. So interpersonal communication is that which it happens between two people. It happens within the context of a relationship, and that can be just somebody who happens to come into your place of business, or somebody that you've been in a relationship for a long period of time. It evolves within relationships, and it negotiates and defines those relationships. It's pervasive, and it can improve our relationships and our health. So when we're thinking about communication in ministry, we need to be aware of those things which draw us to or away from other people, and figure out ways to get past those stereotypes or walls in order to love like Jesus did. So communication goes far beyond verbal communication. Our verbal communication includes only the words we say. Nonverbal communication plays a much bigger role in the ways and the things that we communicate to people than our words do. So what are some things you think of when you hear the term nonverbal communication?
Body
Posture.
language.
Okay, body language, posture,
Eye contact or no eye contact.
eye contact,
Hugs.
okay, physical touch,
Hand gestures.
okay, hand gestures. Okay, nonverbal communication includes tone of voice, facial expressions, gestures, and eye contact. It also includes things like touch, silence, our use of smell, time, silence, and artifacts. So this is why understanding the relational needs of people and getting past our stigmas is so important. By simply not giving time or attention to people, regardless of whether we're physically present with them or not, we can do this on electronic communication as well. We communicate their lack of importance to us regardless of the words that we use when we communicate with them. Jesus modeled verbal and nonverbal communication in the healing of Bartimaeus towards the end of his ministry here on earth. So that story is found in Mark 10:46 through 52. And it says, "Then they came to Jericho. As Jesus and his disciples, together with a large crowd, were leaving the city, a blind man, Bartimaeus, that is the son of Timaeus, was sitting by the roadside begging. When he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to shout, 'Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me.' Many rebuked him and told him to be quiet, but he shouted all the more, 'Son of David, have mercy on me.' Jesus stopped and said, 'Call him.' So they called to the blind man, 'Cheer up, on your feet, he's calling you.' Throwing his cloak aside, he jumped to his feet and came to Jesus. 'What do you want me to do for you?' Jesus asked him. The blind man said, 'Rabbi, I want to see.' 'Go,' said Jesus, 'your faith has healed you.' Immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus along the road." Jesus modeled nonverbal communication in many ways in this story. First, he was spending time with his disciples. Second, he was paying attention to everyone and everything around him, including how they were interacting with each other. He stayed quiet and let them respond the way their hearts were bent before he stepped in to correct them. He saw and paid attention to the outcast, the one rejected by other people. He recognized him and his needs in front of others, and by doing so, he taught his disciples to pay attention and show love before he ever spoke to Bartimaeus. Jesus' verbal communication, his words alone, confronted, commanded, invited, and healed. He used his words to tell the people who had rejected Bartimaeus to call him to Jesus. They questioned Bartimaeus and asked him to evaluate and speak his own needs. Jesus said, "What do you want from me?" And finally, they clearly communicated the healing power and love of Jesus for Bartimaeus. All of this caused conviction and taught those who were following him. We are all people who need, function in, and have the power to connect or disconnect with other people in relationship. It's vital for our lives, and it's vital for the lives of the people around us, which means that it's also vital that we evaluate on a regular basis how well we're doing with communicating and connecting with other people. That includes noticing them, responding to them, giving them time, and treating them with words and actions full of kindness and love. So how does that look in your life today? We can talk about that more as a group. For the sake of time, thank you for being here for the video lesson today, and God bless you all.